Hello survivors, and welcome to another video. In today's video, like I mentioned yesterday, we are going to be playing Hafgrim in our Ragnarok 5. He is the final character we need to do Svartalfheim in. So let's just take a look at the tree and discuss a couple of things. First off, we are going for fall points into our effective probability, as well as an important one being projectiles. That is because I like to start Glacial Codex, and with Glacial Codex we need that extra projectile. So we're going to go straight into it. Svartalfheim Ragnarok 5. Let's see the Hafgrim record, 21 minutes. It is doable, but that is really impressive. So let's keep going and see what we can get. So like I mentioned, we are going to be starting on our I just wanted to make sure we got the nice skill over there. But firstly, okay, we do not want giganticism, so we're going to make sure we reroll over here. Ultra speed and auto heal, also not the greatest. So let's see if we can get something. Super growth isn't too bad, but I guess we'll take the armor. A little bit less damage taken. It just means we are going to have to focus a little bit more on the damage rolls than anything else. So we are looking for one more reroll. We're looking for one more projectile. We only landed up getting two. I did forget that we dropped our visibility yesterday for the boss fight, and we will probably land up doing that on Hafgrim as well, because we will have his Fire Codex, Thunder Codex and Glacial Codex all going off at the same time. Now the only time I won't necessarily go for one of his codexes is if we pick up a really strong weapon. That's going to be extremely useful for him. Also, depending on how many crystals we get, that will determine how our build looks. So let's see if we can get a refresh here on the altar. Unfortunately not, so that means we will probably go and double ascend the Ice Codex. The reason for that is it's the safest. It's not necessarily the biggest damage dealer, but it is the safest, especially if we don't have status immunity, which we don't have. And then if we make sure that we actually have what's the word I'm looking for, even if we got immunity destroyer, that would be huge. So we are quite happy to have that. Unfortunately, we're not getting projectiles. Over here, we are going to re-roll until we get projectiles. 3 projectiles, I feel, is just not enough. And that is going to make us a little bit worried about where our paths go over here. So as you can see, we do slow the enemies down, which does make it a lot easier for us to kill them. And it is a lot safer, but we are going to have to spend quite a few points re-rolling our tree to try and get an extra projectile with damage. So we do want the projectiles, but we also want damage, and that is what I call a perfect roll. So fantastic. And then we're going to go for our spark, and then we are going to go for total freeze. That is going to be a huge defensive upgrade, and it's just going to help us with survivability, especially when it comes to the final 4th wave, when we are being overrun by a vast amount of enemies. Having that extra survivability really comes into clutch. So very strong. With Hafgrim, we are going to hope that we can get enough XP to just grab every single one of his weapons, just because it does, any damage is extra damage, and he does struggle quite a bit with the overall damage. So the more we have, the better it's going to be for us. Alright, so we got our last elite over there. Fantastic, already dead. So the Ice Trail really doing its thing over there. And maybe like one of the gentlemen said down in the comments when we did our silly Saturday, the bloom effect for certain skills could maybe get reduced. So maybe reduce bloom, or give us a bloom slider in game so we can maybe reduce it, because some skills really are slightly hurtful to the eyes when they are too big in AoE, or if you're using certain skills or anything like that. Also, just in case anyone noticed, down in the bottom right corner, there was a little notification from Steam there to say that we have finished downloading Torchlight. The new season starts tomorrow, so we are going to be playing it. I am, unfortunately, Torchlight Infinite, although they are planning to go for multiplayer, they haven't released multiplayer just yet. So I'm looking forward to the multiplayer aspect of the game when it does eventually come out. But until then, we will try and make some videos with regards to the story and doing the early gameplay, as well as, you know, just my build progression as we go. So hopefully that can be something that everyone enjoys. It is a game similar to that of Path of Exile or Last Epoch or anything, you know, those types of games, the ARPGs. So if you guys do enjoy that, there will be videos coming up of Torchlight, so keep an eye out for that. By the way, I am like a complete noob in that game, so you guys are gonna have to really help me to get good. Oh man, I don't know. If you guys play ARPGs, which one is your favorite one currently? I do know that Diablo 4 is a big one that's coming out. Unfortunately, I've never been too much of a fan of Diablo. I have a lot of hours in PoE and I still don't even have a level 100 character. I'm just really I'm not careful in the game. I like to just run in and you know, just die. Not that I actually like doing that, it's just something that happens. So, I don't know. I don't think I'm very good at these kind of games, but I really enjoy playing them. And Torchlight is very, very friendly with regards to crafting and just gameplay. So you don't need to invest into maps or anything like that. It's really, well, I mean, you can, because there is a way to do it in this game. But otherwise you're in a good spot. But yeah, besides for running with, you know, different maps, like on PoE we do the Ulk and Go, or you know, you can super juice your maps. There is a similar concept in Torchlight to do it, but I do believe that it is a lot more forgiving compared to a Path of Exile in terms of design and user friendliness. So even the skill tree is a lot more straightforward than Path of Exile, very similar to that of Last Epoch in terms of user friendliness. So even though Last Epoch has like a lot of interactions and things like that, you don't need to be a rocket science major to be able to use the skill tree. Whereas if you've played Path of Exile, you know, especially if you're new to the game, if you have no idea what you're doing, you are going to have a really, really bad time. So, you know, at least that it's got that going for it. Okay, we're gonna grab our ultimate over here. We can't afford the last one, and I think we're going to put some points into our staff, and the reason for that is the staff has some really good damage to single targets. So we're going to be going Glacial Codex, and then I do think we can go for the staff for the single target damage. Glacial Codex is also very good, like if you had to compare it to your Thunder Codex or the Fire Codex, it's a lot safer in terms of damage, just overall damage. It's not going to deal more damage than the two of them, but it is a lot better in terms of safety. So again, as you can see, we are able to freeze enemies and we are able to just keep ourselves a lot safer compared to the other builds. Paralysis is very strong, however, it doesn't, what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't always work, whereas the slow seems to work very well, especially with the ultimate. And it does look like even if we don't freeze them, they still get relatively slowed. I don't know if that's just me imagining it, or if that is something that does actually happen, if that's like a function or feature in the game. But it looks like that's what's happening to me. The enemies do seem to be getting slower from without even having the freeze status effect on them, but I could just be missing it. That's also extremely possible. So But Mama Bat time now. Unfortunately, I didn't pick up all of the XP I would have liked to, as well as the hearts. I do see there are quite a few of them on the floor around us, and that could be really bad. Unfortunately, they do have the attack where they get the orbiting projectiles, and that is quite scary on the bat, especially when she does her dive, so it can be very scary. We are going to pop our ultimate. The reason is, as you can see, our damage is very, very low otherwise, and we just got to try and stay close to the bat, try and hope that they use that screech attack more than anything else. And they did get the armor as well, and that's going to cause us a little bit of grief, but we should be okay otherwise. Ultimate, we don't have enough XP for it. We do have enough XP to get that up one more level, so let's do that. That was a hard hit, unfortunately, but it does look like we have some hearts over here, so let's go grab those. Grab that, and I'm actually going to grab the XP, and the reason for that is it is going to assist us in terms of the amount we can put into damage. We also got enough, no we never, so close to getting enough to level our ulti over there, so that is unfortunate, and this boss fight is taking forever. So again, on Hafgrim you do need to be careful. This is going to be a problem for the end game if that boss gets the gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? The armor trait on him. He will become extremely difficult to kill, and we might actually die here. So, oopsie. Come on, please, just die. Oh, thank goodness we had our ulti up. Oh my goodness, that was so close. I don't think we are going to survive this though. We are not in a very good spot over here. We do have a lot of gold though, and we got some poison over there. I am gonna have to grab some healing every time we go into the shop. I don't think Twin Blade is a good idea here, although it equals more damage for us. It's not going to be very useful in terms of keeping us alive. So we're not going to go for Twin Blade, and we are going to go for some of that. That's fantastic, and we can grab another potion. We do need the healing, unfortunately, so we do have to spend some money on that. We're going to grab the poison because we got the poison to fire charm. We've got poison to ice to fire, which is fantastic as well. And I believe we can reroll once and get an epic. If I get like a reset now, oof, I'm so happy we didn't. Alright, while you have at least one blue heart, we will, we'll go for that instead. I'll grab this as well just because it's there, but I don't think we're going to get the chance to use it. And now we have even more damage. So we're going to ascend the Frozen Trial, go for the Unlimited over here, grab this, grab that for the cooldown, and then plus 9 damage to all of our status gosh, what's the word? Plus 9 damage to all of the elemental damage relics that we have. So Glacial Codex got plus 9 damage, and we actually have a lot more cooldown as well now. So from the scroll we get quite a decent chunk of cooldown. Maybe we could have gone for that instead of the ultimate first, just for the extra cooldown. It would have equaled more damage, but I think we're in a pretty decent spot. We do have the poison and burn damage now as well on all of our skills, at least ice to fire and then fire to poison. So hopefully that's going to work as intended. We are poisoning, so I mean it looks like it is working, so that's really good. And we've got some fireballs going off every now and then as well, which means that that's working as well. So fantastic to grab all the relics. Doesn't matter what the typing is, it's going to assist us with damage overall. So that's fantastic. Let's do this nicely and quickly. Hopefully we can get some life as well. We did still need a few, and this is the raid shrine that gives us a lot of elites, so we will be in a fantastic spot in terms of getting some upgrades to levels over here, or even some chests. So a really cool concept to add these raid shrines, especially if you are looking for more XP, as well as some chests that otherwise weren't able to receive during the actual game. Alright, so that's done and dusted. We have so much gold around us. Like, I don't think I've ever had so much gold on Hafgrim before. So I don't know what is going on here, but we've got a lot of gold. That was the damage tonic, so that's very good. And we're going to go pick up this. We are going to use our ulti to get there. Just it's a lot safer this way. We don't have to worry about, you know, where things are and worrying about walking into them. So we're just going to use our ultimate, walk around. Again, we do have the freeze that's keeping us slightly alive as well. And we are in actually a very, very good spot over here. So let's go grab that. Reduces its cooldown, which is a huge upgrade. And we are already on 63 gold, or 69 gold now. And we are getting a lot of 10 gold drops over here. I don't know if the effect of probability affects your gold drop chance or anything like that. But again, we did go for that in the tree. So I'm not 100% sure if that's the case. It would make sense because of Talkor and him getting so much gold compared to other characters. But otherwise, I don't know. I don't know if effective probability does affect gold or not. It would be very interesting to know. I would have to test it. I think it might be the case. Okay, grab ourselves the XP fossil over here. That's going to work fantastically for us because, well, we can get the extra stuff. Attack speed over there, not really good. We could go Astrid's Orb. We could ascend the Astrid's Orb instead of anything else. And we're going to leave that there for the 15 gold. Unfortunately, I aimed going for that blue crystal right now. Unfortunately, we do not have the blue crystal. So grabbing it is not going to be good for our life. It's not going to give us extra damage right now, so there's no point in doing that. Alright, let's go for damage percentage. And as you can see, we are in a very, very good spot right now. In terms of damage, just from Glacial Codex alone, we seem to be dealing a huge amount of damage. We still need to be slightly careful. You don't really want to take damage unnecessarily. We do have the boss fight still, and if they have the armor, it is going to make it harder for us, so we don't want to have to go through that route. Alright, grabbing ourselves XP ring over here would have been fantastic. Maybe we could have spent some gold in the shop for one. But otherwise it's fine. We can get rid of all the gold on the floor if we wanted to. It does just help see things better, so let's do that. And we on 14 levels. Let's just take a look at what we can do here. One over there, damage and area, that's fine. And then I think we can go for things like duration. That's going to help quite a lot. And we can also get burn damage. And we don't have paralysis yet, so we're not really too worried about the paralyzing thunder. Thunder Codex, I haven't decided on where we're going from there. Again, we probably might go for something like our Astrid's Orb, and that's going to be quite nice for us. So I'm not sure what we're doing in terms of upgrades just yet. We're gonna play it as the game goes further and see where we can go from there. We are on Orglo right now in the next couple of seconds, and that's going to help us decide where we go. The nice thing as well is in our tree we do have the 60% XP thing that after we finish the boss we get 60% of all the XP that's laying around on the map. So if we don't pick up everything, it's not really such a big deal. Obviously it is 40% less XP than if we did just pick it all up, but you know, that is what it is. Alright, let's pop our ulti here, try and get this boss down as quickly as possible. We do have the Astrid's Orb as well, dealing extra damage, and we've got some poison damage going off as well. That is what's helping us deal those huge chunks of damage to the boss as well. So poison damage really helping us over here. and that was actually a huge victory for us. No damage taken, and the boss went down really quickly. So I'm actually going to grab the damage over here, and duration, no, I don't think we need it to. Do we want to go Fire Codex or do we want to go Thunder Codex? Do you know what? We've got the Fire Codex. We've got the Fire. Let's go and do that. We'll grab this. I'm probably not going to split them anyway. And then we got Poison to Lightning over there as well. So that's pretty good. Do we want to go for the extra damage now? I think we're in a good spot. But again, we are probably going to drop the... what's it again? We're going to probably drop the... gosh, words. We're going to drop the opacity just so that when we do fight the boss, we're in a much better spot. So when we look at the Ascension for Infernal Codex, you get more, originally in the glossary, if you have a look at it, it only says, no, you get 2 extra projectiles if you go for the first Ascension. That's actually based on the amount of projectiles you roll on the Infernal Codex. So the more projectiles you actually roll on the Infernal Codex, the more projectiles you are going to get from the actual skill itself when you ascend it. So what I'm talking about is these over here. As you can see, it says 10 fireballs. That number is affected by the number of projectiles you actually have. So if you get yourself 20 projectiles, the outer ring is going to have 20 fireballs extra. So we're going to go for the outer ring, and that's just going to be very strong for us. Free status effect has a 65% chance to apply burn. We're going to go for that. It is going to help us. And we're then going to go for the burn damage over here. And then the area of effect and projectile speed as well. So we are in a pretty good spot. But again, I am going to have to lower the opacity. And also our Fire Codex does have quite a lot of duration now as well. So that puts us in a very good spot. I could grab this now as well for the 15 gold if we do pick it up, because we do have that extra relic, but I'm not sure if that's something we do want to do or not just yet. I mean, as you saw over there, we did already just take damage, and that's because the boss spawns on your head. So that was a bit of a mistake from me. I should have remembered that, and we actually got rid of him really quickly over there. So we have a lot of damage, as you can see, and unfortunately I think I am going to stay away from our blue crystal, just because as soon as you get hit you lose a blue heart, and I think we will probably land up getting hit. So again, for the boss we will turn our opacity off, because we do want this to be a successful run. And as you can see, we cannot really see on our feet very well. We can see the enemies before, and you know, if we kill them, that's fine, but we cannot see the enemies when we are within our circle, and it is very dangerous, and we don't really want to lose. You know, we've had some pretty decent RNG this run. We've had some pretty good upgrades and pretty good relics. So this is a successful run. We just need to turn our opacity off, and that's going to help us with that. This did reset. What did we get? We got ourselves Last Breath. Last Breath, not worth the 20 gold. I don't plan on going to 1 life. So, you know, we got to kind of weigh things out here. That's not going to be a good weighting. This is very good. 7 skill points for a shield. That is fantastic. It's also a shield that heals you if you do get a hit with it on. So, you know, that's a fantastic upgrade over there for us. But that's all of that. What we could do, we could actually land up buying those relics and getting rid of them. I'm not going to buy the Crystal Soul though, because it's not like it returns your life points. But we can get the rest of it. So we could actually buy the other relic and just get rid of it. Let's go do that. Sounds like a good idea. Just to see if it resets. If it does reset the shrine, it's a win. if it doesn't reset the shrine, well, it was just a waste of 20 gold, you know, nothing too fancy going on over there, just a complete waste of 20 gold, you know. Let's see, did it work? It did work, and it gave us the electric pearl. So we can keep that. Let's go get ourselves another 20 gold. See if we are able to get something else as well. Electric pearl, not really helpful here because we don't have a proper poison setup going on. But otherwise, we can still get some damage from it. But, I mean, we are paralyzing things. We could just put points into our Thunder Codex if we really wanted to maximize our damage. And we can do that, definitely. We will probably do that. I was actually heading to these chests, and for some reason, it just wasn't happening. Go for damage on the staff. We've got our 20 gold now. We don't have greed, so we don't need to be greedy and keep our gold. We are going to be spending it. So we do have quite a lot of paralysis. We don't crit though, so electric pearl might be a waste. It does say crit. Let's just read it quickly. Sorry, wrong relic. Paralyzed enemies receive 50% more damage from crits. Unfortunately, nothing here really. I mean, this does crit. 20% chance to crit. 20% chance to crit, 20% chance to crit. Oh, we got about 20% chance to crit on everything. So let's go put some points over here. What is the chance to crit on Astrid's Orb? 20% as well. And it doesn't, I don't think we are actually able to grab anything else in terms of crit on any of these items. We did get a really good lucky bounce over there. Ooh, those are some juicy upgrades over there. So unfortunately, that upgrade that we got there, the electric pearl, is useless if you aren't critting. So that is quite unfortunate. I did forget that it does the crit thing to it. That's just unfortunate for us, but not the end of the world. Alright, so we don't have much money. We'll just grab the 5%. Again, we are going to lower the graphics all the way down just so that we are able to see the boss fight. Let's wait to see what we get over here. Let's re-roll a couple of times for, you know, cooldown projectiles and bounce is fine. That's going to protect us during the actual fight. And we do want to use our ulti as soon as possible in the beginning because we want to kind of make sure that we are able to survive a lot easier. So, oh, I forgot their return. That was very clever of me. Alright, both of them are down. Well, eventually both are going to be down. There we go, fantastic. What do they get when they join? Because they both had different upgrades to them. And they got armor, which isn't the greatest, but because we have all the poison burn and all of that, we are in a good spot. We do have Astrid's Orb as well, as you can see, so that is keeping us alive a lot easier. And we are in a very, very good spot. So this was actually a fantastic run. First run of the day, actually, so there were no deaths prior. And as you can see, the Glacial Codex's damage is actually really, really strong over here. Doesn't show the DPS, but the actual damage is pretty good. So really, really nice. You know, 5.6 million. The DPS, it says 4.6. I don't know how relevant that is, but it doesn't really matter. It was a long run, unfortunately, but otherwise very, very good. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.